Alright, fine done. Oh my god. Good evening, everybody. Today's sunset is 8:17 p.m. 7:17 p.m. on Standard Time for another walking stream. Good night. Okay, it's going to rain because it is a little bit of Friday. Yeah, oh my god. That amount to something, but honestly, very good. I think we're gonna walk on. I don't know who's left. Yeah. Yep, so we're off, yeah, school again. We're off tired. Isn't a pleasant evening, but for a walk, but definitely quite a warm one. But if you that's the whole camera, but what will we do today? We're gonna walk it whole time. He's coming back. And I want to say thank you guys. I just want to take a moment. And I also do know is because he was nice, he took away my edit without my permission. A, without my permission. B, doing anything about it. With A, away my permission. And B, like, are you kidding? That's the word, are you kidding me? This is always you can't take somebody's privilege and paste it and just pay people. You can't just copy and paste saying somebody. I think I really want I think no one would I think it was just saying that hope and from the high there's they walk away. Very clear why he isn't tolerating it anymore. He just wasn't just isn't enough to amount to anything more important that anyone would I fire for first blood at me on well I lost my Wikipedia account about almost 2 years ago. I'm gonna actually be posting the link to those sport reports. And actually, there were several those sport reports that came forward on I think I'm gonna show you guys. One thing I do want to share a lot of people is they're no longer going to be using cell phones in class. So officially, we can still use the SAC Instagram for now. For now, at least. We probably won't be able to do it on the next. We will do it on the next one. We probably need to be doing it from home. I think. No. They're tracking down because clearly this minutes. I'm really glad that we were able to do a lot of things we were able to do it because this gave me a lot of memories. One of them was Dylan, and one of them was me. But I'm heading up to Pinewood. Beautiful evening right now. It's been raining a little. It's just like 16 degrees. But a little warmer than yesterday's time. I want to talk about this topic, guys, because the reason why is a very big clue for why we hasn't been really at and the willingness that the Ontario and Kentucky was clearly the reason, legal reasons. Actually, there were a lot of users. It actually was a sanction or sanctions that were invoked on the article shut us down, and we were shut down from editing Wikipedia, and we were not allowed. It was not welcome. Yet were not appropriate for international timeline pages, which I think was confirmed. It was meant to be only for international, which meant that the edits that we were putting in was inappropriate, was not appropriate for the articles, which honestly led to a lot of criticism, and this series really became really controversial after the violations. So after, and I am gonna keep an eye out because this is also normally game night too. The problem is that this time of the year, April all the way actually through until October or November, and hopefully once we get past October, season can start letting down. I think the season shift indoors. I guess the soccer thing didn't stop. I think one thing I do kind of want to share with everybody was the COVID case count, and I want to talk about that. Hopefully once the year's up and we're done with the vacation, if I do have surgery on this year, I think they canceled the soccer permit because it was raining earlier, and I think they canceled the soccer permit. I think they canceled the soccer permit. I don't think. No, there's not really anybody here. Nobody here today. Normally, they would either have a soccer permit here, or even the Dolphins. I don't think they've had to probably relocate. The big problem with doing a walk out here, I think at this stage we know because that is actually illegal. Because if you find it found out, it goes down, meaning it is effectively illegal to edit after just being banned. After banned, you have, you must stop in the name of continue. Meaning just no isn't gonna cut. It just means that no just isn't gonna cut. They want means that no isn't going to cut. Which means that no probably just isn't gonna cut. You mean consensus or clearly or however I choose had to make your sanctions. The one thing I realized was just quite some time ago, my house, for whatever reason, it didn't work for a while, and why we haven't been able to put in any new data after May 20 April, because it was apparently legal reason that started being illegal. They illegally, we've been illegally on illegal, was that they've actually made it illegal, and so it's not. I think now I realize where it actually is considered a violation under the well, yeah. Yeah, so I want to show you guys that editing on Wikipedia or not listening to it by Aja. That's Jeff. Well, I'm just doing a live stream, not pointing at you, but I'm just gonna simply say this that the whole steel was resulted. So he's back tomorrow. Guessing and Steve may be back tomorrow. I don't know how long it takes for long, but he'll be back tomorrow. I'm sure I heard a lot of people are thinking that probably won't be on the evenings, but I think once we hit June and July, I think once we hit June, July, I think we should be. I think once we hit summer, I think we can start seeing him again. We'll start to see him again a lot more. I may start doing even more walking. I might even start doing some walking streams out here a lot more. A lot more. I think we're gonna see more of a move. Everybody thinks Hunty was just too strict with it. I think simply saying no just wasn't going to cut it for him. I think he wanted more than that. And officially a community ban was the first thing he said. And I had a feeling no just wasn't going to cut it. I think it immediately came to my mind that saying no was just not going to cut it. I think they were going to want more than that. Because man, they were coming down and they were cracking down hard. And they were going even harder in terms of this rule of enforcement. So, and I don't think Hunty was gonna let this sit or let this let us get away with it. I think we were gonna see more moves given his. And I know I didn't think Hunty was gonna let this sit on him. I really didn't envy Hunty and Indy Hill to try to fix this. But man, it just kept going the way it was going. Detroit? Perhaps Detroit. Perhaps in Detroit. I wanted up here, so we went to the store. I just want to tell everybody that today is we're almost into May. And we're already still getting really cooler temperatures, but we're warming a lot. And this I think the last weekend of April, we're almost into May. So we're almost 4 months into 2024. It will be like 4 months ago. January will always be like 4 months ago. And January will always be like 4 months ago now. Oh. But at least this year will be good. And I just saw Jeff. Hey Jeff. Oh, I hadn't seen you guys in quite some time. Well, I was just checking because Steve's gonna be back. I probably won't see him this week, maybe. But I think if he is here. Being the acting lead. Because, well, when I turn 21, this will be my last summer. Yeah. Yeah. Unless something changes, this will be my. One thing I want to tell everybody about the whole COVID thing, I don't know for those people that don't know, Like last year, we got banned for COVID topics, and we got banned from COVID topics. COVID didn't even exist in 2010, but COVID didn't exist in 2010. COVID, one thing did not exist back in the day, so it was just mostly influenza, 2009, 2010. And then we had to have a really big problem with the flu. And after all that, this is what I got to return. I think we're gonna see more changes. Man, I mean, I don't think no one's gonna cut it. I think they were gonna want more than that. We were gonna want more than that. Which man, I didn't think no was gonna really cut it. I think they were gonna want clearly. I pretty much think that no just wasn't to say no to you just was gonna cut it. I think they were gonna he was clearly gonna want more than that. Clearly, I didn't think that he was that serious until yeah, dude. He was at work. Like, we were at work, and I didn't know it would be it was gonna be a that big problem because I might not be doing camp this year. I don't know. Because I mean, I may not be able to do that this summer. And once we move into summer, I think things are gonna start getting a little bit nicer and be able to start live streaming up here. So my plan is I'm hoping to start doing more live streams throughout spring and summer, and then we don't know we're gonna go back entirely to home streams if the weather here to get cold. We may be opting for shorter stream, but I do want to tell everybody what's going on here. Is under the I'm hoping that once we move into summer or even July, and I think when nothing amounted to anything, it was clear that it was the end. I think the problem could be sensing is that we have a lot more seekers here, and there are definitely starting to see seekers showing up. So we might want to move really fast, pretty much move really fast, and then seekers start coming in, start to see seekers coming in. But I think I'm gonna be, I don't know, as I may be doing, I think we're gonna see more early morning walks and maybe some evening walks too. So I don't think Hunty is really planning on holding it back. I think if it does really feel like the weather wasn't going to change, then it would have been very, very, very obvious that we would probably be having to do a home stream because and I did a lot of these live streams back about this time last year. I agree with you then. So it was. So I want to tell people that back around 2019, it was first implemented. They really tightened the rules on it. Initially, we were thinking, nah, it's fine. There were a lot of people where I think they have tightened the rules a little bit further. It had a lot of people are saying, well, it tightened the rule. I think Kenji was really retightening the rules. Tightening down. I think he was retightening the rule in his own language that the edit were clearly not welcome on the articles anymore. Basically, I had no warning or no notice. Like, I wasn't notified. Like, I wasn't really notified about it. I wasn't and was not notified. Well, any consultation first before you make the decision. So that's a violation. So that's why he violated, and I told him against it. I simply said, hey, don't do this. I would have said, dude, don't do what you're gonna do. Like, you're gonna immediately regret what you're gonna do. Like, like, yeah, we're doing some live streams out here. And yes, I have started live streaming outside while I've been doing my adventures. But I'm thinking for quite some time, I may be discontinuing. I may have to wind up thinking to myself, am I going to be able to keep doing these streams once I have a job? Once I have a job. Because I had everything pretty much stripped from me, and I had pretty much lost, essentially in terms of my school activities and stuff, we lost everything. Like, we couldn't plan. Basically, we had absolutely nothing. We had nothing at any level. We couldn't do SAC or any extracurriculars. At first, it was just extracurriculars, but losing even that up, losing even the option to attend events. And this is clearly, I think, just been able to confident just saying that this year simply isn't going to amount to anything. And just because I think 2022, I was initially intending on staying at school, but my intent was to stay at Pinewood, but my parents were seen to be leaning in another direction. I guess what can happen is you lean in one direction and other people start going in another direction. Which means that it isn't going to amount to anything in the end. Which means that either way, if the Dolphins, and that's another big thing too, is it's also going to depend on, it will probably also depend on if it's the musical theater, and especially the musical theater. It could also depend on the musical theater as well. So it could even depend on their school's musical theater, which means that Yeah. And that also depends on the weather because I do know that when we hit the start of sorry, I'm doing that. Are you busy? Okay, Jeff's busy. Well, I do want to try to chat with him for a bit. I want to chat with him for a bit. Something we gotta talk about because he's coming back this week. We don't know when he'll be back to full on normal. I think that he's gonna be back on modified for May and June. And then probably summer, I think that he'll just summer when he's back to full normal. I missed Jeff. And I haven't been up here a lot. I'm not supposed to actually be here. Even though I'm liking here, I think my was also started to stream some of our walks. But I think once we get into the summer and we may be able to start doing some morning streams. And once we hit the off season, we'll be able to start doing some morning streams and afternoon streams. Basically depending on work, depending if I do end up going full time and I feel like that maybe the days could be coming to an end of this tradition, I think will be coming to an end. And with me leaving Concord and doing the Dumbarton, I'm gonna have to come to terms that this idea isn't going to happen. Because I was really hoping for this summer to do that. And my plan for this summer is to do the youth sectionalities camp. I was saying do it up until I turned 21. Do it up until when I turned 21 as well. So when I finish here in the school board, it would be the yacht camp will also be finishing. So it'll be pretty much once we get into August, we're not going to really be doing a whole lot of activities or anything through September, October, November, December, through much of the rest of this year. Once I get done with the program, and I think it could be later on, 2025, when I am probably going to realize that if I lose everything, then this is taken away. Even that is taken away, even with the yacht camp. Or eventually, even the yacht camp is taken away. And this is probably where we could be, where we could be one of our low points. Could be one of our low points. This year hasn't really been as active classes. I got to school, and we were having a really good time with the SAC team. You and I was really trying to enjoy it here, but we realized our future was pretty much inevitable if we were going to have to win for competitions. It looks like those changes have arrived. And I was really hoping for the day that hopefully once the school saying it's time for change. And you have to realize that because I've been living here in Pickering since 2003, it may be time for a change, except for 1 year where you lived in Austin for a reason. Here, Pickering, except for 1 year where you lived in Austin. Ian, there you go, Metrolinx. I think things are just not going to amount to anything, and I'm predicting that I'm going to be at Pine Root. I'm going to be probably doing that for 4 weeks, which will be putting the talent week. I don't know what this year's challenge is going to be. I'm either leaning toward message in the bottle, or one of my favorite ones from very recent years, I think 2016. It had "He May Not Allow Closer" or any of my favorite songs, so it could very well come down to. Because it's just weird that we do something different every year, but this year I don't have any activities planned for we didn't do very much this year. And in May, I gotta start getting things planned for the upcoming summer, including my usual yacht camp plan. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of other factors that need to come into play here. May not mean that we need. I mean, right now, finishing the program may not mean that my job, my job thing would be finished. There could be other things that could override that possibility here. Camp thing. It's not always mean if we're gonna be doing the active stuff. There could be other things that can start that could override every single of a planned summer and leaves us with us giving it up. Because I've done the act a few years ago, as I've done the act in the summers of 2010 until last year. It has, I have to reflect it because once I get my resume and because I need to make it abundantly clear that I do not probably will not have a similar yacht camp experience like we did last year. During previous years, and the possibility of going on the job being hired on permanently, I would be deeply regret to say this, that I probably will not have a similar yacht experience like we did last year summer, and it may not even be possible to make it here. Because Pure Region Transit always has their service changes, and like, and this is also going to put in the question, well, maybe only other than these public question periods, if the board decides that we're not going to continue these, because they may actually soon ban public question periods at board meetings. And if that happens, and if it really is, our services, we could, and we could be going under, meaning that as of this summer, we could be without yacht. I I have been good in terms of my public question period. We may not be doing these in the end. I think that for most people that don't know that meaning it may not cut it, meaning streaming definitely helps because unless something happens, then yes. Uh, unless something changes, yes, I will be doing that for this summer of 2024. If I wind up getting a job, then we could be looking at pulling back some of our plans for this summer, even go as far as removing the ability to attend extracurriculars now. So I really couldn't do March break. There has been some reasons that I need to drop here before we get into what happened. Well, anyway, why that didn't happen in the end. I thought hope because it was one of the main reasons was since I've been working at Shoppers Drug Mart, I actually have to work. There's simply no way around it. I have to work around customers which can possibly be sick. And I realized I can't bring illnesses into the camp. It's a risk that I will not take. It's a risk that I won't take. So, in a regretful situation, it was not an easy decision to make, but unfortunately, we were ever faced with, yeah, that's actually a lot harder to do in the era of this yacht camp versus in the era of transitional work program versus the prior year and the prior summer, which was in this camp year, and the prior year school year when I was at yacht years when I was still coming here. Huh. And the reason is that is potentially in the possibility of further employment, we may have to be deeply regret. It's been roughly about a decade since I last this summer. I went to camp every year since 2015, and 6 of them were at this camp, and I've been going every year. I think that this summer could likely see more evidence that we could be shifting away from the active, starting to move on from it. But it's not going to happen without, unless the workers see a massive change. Yes, I am doing that. If circumstances change, then we can't do that. And if we just can't do that, then we're going to simply come to the realization that this is not going to happen and this is what's going to happen now. And so it could be obvious that we may have to even make some changes in terms of me doing walks around the school. I may have to even make some changes to that, meaning we may not be able to do it many evening walks if employment really goes into further employment, because further employment we could wind up with a quieter year. We could wind up, but as of right now, like if this is going like the way it's going, I could be setting myself on track to lose summer. Okay. Jeff's coming out. Jeff's gonna be coming home. And they just turned off the light, so I think he's just turned off the lights. I think that when we have Labor Day, probably around September, I think July, even August, July and August. We'll be in the off season, and wait, we have camps that do run here first, but they are actually mostly for the summer camps. But they're mostly for the summer camps. The school in the past has hosted off. Keep in mind, guys, doing live streams can also, I mean, not. I don't know when my data resets, but so I don't know how much data we're kind of wasting here. Johnny stumbles that no indicators that hopefully we're not going to get any more rain. Because I have an umbrella with me, so we may need to abort at any point. We may need to just simply abort. We would need to probably abort our walk and start making our way home. So let's see if that. So Steve will be back maybe tomorrow, I think I heard. We're probably not in the evenings. So I think maybe evening, not in the evenings. I think maybe at first. So we may not be able to see Steve for maybe a little while more. So I think it's going to be more than that because I think we're going to see me without Steve for quite a while. Yeah. And this permit left right before the other permit came. And you guys know that they usually do something called prayers during Ramadan, but this school opened around September 92. Lose power? Talk to Jeff for a while. We're gonna talk. Yeah, nothing. Maybe see how what she's up to. Cause I hadn't seen Steve in Hawaii a few months. This is almost coming into May now. We're going into May now. Well, the Leafs are down 3-1. That's honestly that's a very big problem. Is
Jesus, Dylan.
hi Jeff.
How you doing, buddy?
You doing good?
That's good. I'm on my way home now.
Yeah. So who's been on overtime this weekend?
That I do not know, but I hazard a guess it was Jason
Yeah.
and Mary Jane and Estelle.
And yes, is he coming back this week?
I think so. So I've heard. We'll see when he does get here.
Is he in the evening or morning kind of thinking?
Probably afternoon.
So he won't. So what? So what if he modifies it? You'll still work the whole hours until 9:30, or is it
For
shorter?
how much time he works, that I do not know.
Yeah.
But hold that thought. Just gonna start my car. What you will find that out.
Yeah. From who? See you later, Jeff.
Bye, Dylan. Have a good day, man.
Yeah, this is friend Matt. I just kind of missed continue walking. So, Jeff's heading home. I'm gonna be heading home in a little while. I think I'm gonna head home as well. I can't. We're also heading home. Sunset. It's sunset today. It's 8:17 p.m., but it's already looking really cloudy. I'm really hoping that this is not an indicator we're gonna get hit by more rain. Or that's things I gotta get under something or get into a well or take shelter or take shelter. And I'm gonna need take shelter. I just said goodbye to Jeff. I think that's something we do not know. Steve's not here. I think Steve's gonna be back probably just in the evenings. So I'm not allowed to live stream inside the building. Back when I used to be a student here, I don't think I would have been able to do these for the same or legal reasons. But it's not really a student here anymore, it doesn't matter. It looks like maybe it's dark enough that I might even really take off my glasses. I think it's dark enough that I think I'm gonna even oh my glasses. Oh my glasses. It isn't daylight anymore. At least not at this time of day. Having been really dark for a while. Which was actually where the sunsets were when the which was actually where our sunsets were when January came. Where it was a block up here. I do want to tell everyone that once we hit the summer, especially during the off season, we might be doing some morning walks as well. But I probably do know that when we get to the school year, especially when the summer, or once the school year is over, we can start. We wouldn't have to worry because we can do live streams out here, and I make live stream be ahead of the day festivities down at the waterfront. May not do a stream up here. But so I've done a lot of live streams throughout March of 2023 and into because that's something we were going to do for quite a while, and I got really sick, and I ended up not doing it in the end. Alright guys, please mute. feature on any of my live streams, but one thing I do want to share a lot of people with why these lights don't turn on and why they don't. Because the days have gotten so significantly long, because the days have gotten longer, have gotten a lot longer, the big problem is we also have the Dolphins game to we also may soon start in the Dolphins play during the evening game, so we may be looking at here we're probably during the summer we may be doing more morning walks up here. I may be doing more morning walks at the school than I was last year. Especially when we get more daylight at 6:30 a.m. Building silence. I suggested I was looking at COVID and how fast it surged. Since I've been taking medications, it's somewhat going away. Just a little bit. I can hear a little bit more clearly. So I can now feel it that it's not as like quiet as it was when I could always see it, but now for the first time I think in months or I don't know, maybe a while. Because I feeling the strep was moving up my body, and when I had COVID last year, it had to be strep throat because it definitely what it did was if I had because actually if this area is closed, we would need to assess. Overall, this is actually one of our weekends. My dad placed me on a data limit, but one thing I do want to talk about, guys, is just how dark this place can get here at nighttime when it gets into the evening. Like, as it comes to the fall and winter, as it comes to seasons like fall and winter, the very big problem, the very big caveat I want to talk about is the Durham Dolphins because they have their games up here during the summer. We have the soccer game stuff. So there may be times where we may have to cut the stream off early if there's a football game here. Because so we're cutting off the mic here, guys. So guys, once we get into like Christmas and especially into this upcoming year, because once we get past the summer and into the start of the upcoming school year, we will probably resume our practices of home rooms again. And we may be doing a lot of morning streams during the weekdays and then evening streams during the weekends. We'll start doing some walking streams out here. But the other big caveat is that if I'm working at like 7, I may have no consensus. I mean, it could be within her right, just like I don't have any flexibility. I don't have flexibility on the hours. Because if I'm working 25 hours a week, I can always take the weekdays, whenever the timing is in the day, we would be working 5 hours. Which means that I may have to wind up start changing my meaning I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that as a job. If I'm employed, if I do not have any flexibility of employment kicks in, because I may not be able to. He's coming to Pine Nerd. I'm gonna call Nora. Actually, I want my friend to know because clearly, uh, one thing I do want to make it abundantly clear for a lot of people is, you, I think saying no just to those rules aren't gonna cut it. I mean, he clearly has within his right. And I don't think you is gonna sit in his right. Because I don't think you is sitting within his right. Has the right to enforce it whenever he wants. He has the right to block and ever send bans if he has to. He's within his right to enforce, to block and retract it if circumstances prevail. And to be very honest, he's just done a really bad job of it. And you ain't getting very far if you're gonna violate the rule. You could get in a lot of trouble. And the one thing I want to tell you guys is, don't do what I did. Is that you can get into a lot of trouble. They can send the notice board after you. As they can come after you, they would want blood. And they want a lot of blood. They would want. They would really like. And then you guys could really like. And if they actually like. Which they would probably like. Which they definitely will like. To lock your account on site. And even though I even foresee a scenario if we could even run into a lot more problems this next time could be the final straw that pretty much gets this banned. Because right when I was actually getting ready to edit, it was abundantly clear from this community that the unwillingness was there. Alright, guys, we're just making our way home now. It's about 8:30 p.m. here. And that's going to be another time of day. That's going to be kind of a bit of a challenge because our sunrise and sunsets will sit 1 point clear of each other, and as the sunset comes, it makes it. And the gradual refract of the daylight hours comes up. But once we move into the school year, September, we will probably be reverting. And Labor Day week, or the end of August, is likely going to be the last week where we'll probably be able to do early morning streams because other than maybe the grade 9 orientations, I might want to be very, 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 very careful of doing these morning streams up here. And we may not do that many morning streams as we move into the summer. As we move into the summer, and there is a really good chance that we could easily lose the summer this year. So my adventures will probably continue through until well into March. January through March, or mostly early March. It can get really dark. And you also have to start sit through sunsets into the sunrises will start to become a real thing again. That's especially as we get further and lower in the angle, as the sun's angle shifts lower. I thought about coming out here at 5:30 and seeing the sunrise here. However, the sunrise, I guess it will be farther than the north during the summer, and then it's south, it goes south through the winter over time to eventually give us more daylight. Because it's blocked by the houses, so it takes like a while. It'll take maybe an hour or two to get above the horizon here. So it just means that the sun duration will be further up in the sky over time. So it just means that we'll have an extra maybe hour daylight through until the summer and then start to come down from it during September. As we move into August, September. Yeah, the very big problem is, and caveat could be, is there are a lot of caveats that come with that. That's what I was feeling like Twilight will be creeping in on both ends. But the very big problem is that once we get into the school year, a lot of staff gonna know that I'm gonna be here. A lot of staff. So we may be doing. So I think during the summer, we're gonna be doing a lot of morning streams. We're gonna be doing a lot of morning streams. We're also gonna be doing a lot of evening streams as we move into as well. So we'll have morning and evening streams becoming more thing. We'll have our sunrise covered. But probably we will be streaming a home stream, and then after 10 of the day for most of the summer until basically all the way through until June. We're gonna be. I may do some later ones. But I'll be here like maybe 6, 8:30. But yeah, that's if I'm doing that again this summer. And remember, I may need to have a bus up there too, so 6:30 will be able to time to be able to walk. Then 2:50 will be the departure time, or are we actually all required to leave at 3:50? And as I've been doing live streams, but typically, if we get like a really severe thunderstorm, I'm not said so. I have my right to be outside of this. Yeah, I think that once the school year gets started, gets to an end, and we're into summer, I might be able to start doing more morning walks outside the building every single day until we reach Christmas. Until we reach Christmas. Or not Christmas, we'll be able to do morning walks until we hit Labor Day or on weekdays. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. It is dark. It is very dark. Very. In mid-September, right for now into mid-September, they're doing some, well, or yeah, September. So this is we're kind of looking at the school here. We just might not come to the property as much. It is with that. Yeah, yes, I do know it's winter. I do know it's spring. And this is actually our first really warm day of the year. First time in a while. This is the first time in a while that we've had daylight almost going well past 8 o'clock. and we will not see it getting below 8 o'clock again until roughly sometime in August. We'll also be in this exact same position. May starts to go dark. The recurring darkness once we move into the winter. Will be the recurrent darkness at this time, like complete darkness. Then I don't know how many dollars just in the live streaming that if when I legally shut this down. We're only in August, we're only in April, we're almost into May. Yeah. Last week at 8:30. We should also take into account that once we move into May, hopefully we won't have as much rain, then we can start to do more. I think during the right turn, it was also yeah. As it was persistent. I think during the off season, I think during the summer, we will probably be doing early morning walks again. Remember when we did these earlier in the year? We're gonna do something very similar to that. We're actually also gonna do something very similar to that where things like how I today we move into different times of the year. And because once you get below, like, I think by the time you get to like 12 hours or so, the sun really shifts its rotation further toward here as it just shines right into the cafeteria over time. But I usually see it at my school, at my old high school. The sun can just pour right in through the school and into the cafeteria where there's no daylight. Sadly, they may close the cafeteria the main half there, and then it will remain closed through the summer. But I just remember once we get less daylight and we start seeing twilight slowly start to creep in as we move into August and even September. As we move into August and September, later on in the year. I sort of like how the daylight hours started to slowly creep in. Now, the dawn twilight, we just maybe doing evening streams, but we will start to see like the same thing happening in the AM as well, where the sun creeps down and later into the morning. As it gets later into every morning, and then the times separate, and then the clocks just separate, and then the hours just drift out of sync. And I didn't do anything wrong. Huntiu was clearly the reason. No, I didn't panic. He panicked. Huntiu panicked. No, I didn't panic. He panicked. It was very obvious that he panicked. Because then why is no one listening to me? And he wasn't listening to me. He wasn't cutting it. And he wasn't sorry for violating his violation. He pretty much just what it's done. And it was either you didn't hear us one more time, will you understand? And it was clearly obvious that about costs that everything has consequences, and well, everything has consequences, Dylan. No, that matters. Twilight. It is. Well, I think we're going to be going back to doing more home rooms over time, but this would be June. This would be more like August, but like once we get into August, particularly into August and into September, and for now roughly to 14 hours of daylight, which means that once we get to 15 hours of daylight, that's when weeks leading up to the solstice, and that would be like weeks leading up to the solstice in June, and then we sort of start to creep down. And I sort of like how the hours slowly start to creep down as we move into lower to July, into August, into September. August into September. The orbit where the sun will be shrinking every morning after sunrise will be shrinking. I think the duration of it being in the sky will be shrinking. Will be shrinking each day after sunrise. When the morning creeps in. Well, you know, go up to the pool again without being caught by the yanks, without the worry of being caught by the yanks or any staff there or any of my old VAs, because once the daylight hour shifted to September, I think it wasn't quite an issue. Right. I think the schedule is going to change a bit, which means that the evening streams will I think my plan is for live streams, we'll start doing more walking streams, both in the morning and in the evenings through the summer. Yeah. But 6:30 sunrises. But once the sun shifts its position into the south, we shift further and further south each morning, as it gets lower on the horizon in this part of the sky each morning, then it will get dark. And the winter time, it doesn't get dark until like around but just one nice evening we yeah, for the end of the stream now. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Alright. Bye bye everybody.